So, how do you grow your social media following faster, especially with rising competition? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my 4-step content marketing formula so that you can get more followers, make more money online. And if we're just meeting, my name is Cannell. I'm a full-time lifestyle entrepreneur, and I have organically grown my social media accounts. This is my Instagram. We have 57,000 over there, Twitter 44,000, and then on YouTube across Think Media, my channel Video Influencers, and my personal channel, 1.4 million subscribers. And I share that because I just want you to know that I've made a ton of mistakes. I've been doing this for a long time, and I want to share my answers with you and some of the things that work for me to grow my following faster. And so what's up, Think Media? If you're here live, smash the like button. Good to see you, Alaskan, BB, Steph, Harold. Thanks so much for being here. I'm excited to dive straight into this content, and we're going to actually be talking about my content marketing roadmap, like how to build a following and make money using a simple 4-step content marketing formula. Again, if you're new here on Think Media, my passion is helping you build your influence with online video and social media. And this channel here, I've been working on this since 2010. Now, I kind of had a full-time job and didn't focus on it for about 5 years. But Think Media, I've been in this game, man. I started video in 2003. I learned in the local church. I've been in a lot of different small business settings and just done a lot of things over the year. Think Media is coming close to 850,000 subscribers. We also got Video Influencers, a channel I do with my friend Benji. We're about to cross 500,000 subscribers. And we're out here in Vegas as far as Think Media goes. We got a team that's just committed to serving you and helping you really go further, faster in media. And so we're super pumped. We recently wrote a book, YouTube Secrets, and I bring all that up because it all started because I pressed record. And I don't know if you've been doing social media. Let me know in the comments, how long have you been on social media? I'm more of a video guy, and we're going to talk about you could write, you could do audio. There's all, photos, social media. But it all started because I punched fear in the face, punched perfectionism in the face, and I pressed record. I'm a college dropout, small town kid, no connections in media, but I stepped out there and I hit that record button, I hit that photo button, I hit that post button, and it led to the results of where we are today. And so today, I want to actually just go through this simple formula to help you get more followers, boost your likes, your views, your reach, generate income online, and then build authority and influence really in the process. So whether you're trying to make side income as a social media content creator or an influencer, or in a small business setting, you're saying, I get it. Social media is where people's attention is. I need to leverage this tool that's free to build organic influence. I mean, think about that. I've essentially, from just stepping out and jumping on these tools, I've been able to, build authority and influence leveraging social media, and you can do the same. And again, it all starts with content. And that's what we're going to talk about today. There's people doing paid ads. There's people doing different things. We're talking about content marketing. We're talking about putting out valuable content and growing your platforms organically, not buying followers, not buying likes, not buying subscribers, but putting out quality content so that you can grow your influence online. And look at this. These are some social media stats. Right now, there's over 326 million monthly active users on Twitter, 260 million on LinkedIn, 250 million on Pinterest, over 1 billion now on Instagram. And here's why this is exciting. You might be like, man, it feels so competitive, and it feels like every day there's just more people competing for the space. And it's true, but never forget how many people there are in the world. Never forget the chance to reach people at different places around the world. You need to be you times 2. You need to lean into who you are and your age, your ethnicity, your background, your gender, all these different things. These are unique traits to you that can help you reach the people you're called to reach out of those 1 billion people on Instagram. We like to say your vibe attracts your tribe. Not everyone's going to like Sean Cannell. They're going to like you. Not everyone's going to follow whoever social media person. They want to connect with you when you're authentically you. And there's so many people to reach on these platforms. Facebook's up to 2.4 billion monthly active users. And these are monthly active. Some of these accounts have more users than this. These are people in 30 days time that at least log into the platform once. And YouTube has over 2 billion monthly active users. That's a good screenshot, tweetable right there. Make sure you tag me because that's some serious social media stats. So how do you then stand out in the midst of rising competition though on these platforms? The way you do it is with our CQSC formula, all right? This is a formula that I've been working on and kind of perfecting over the last few years, and it's helped me reach those follower counts that you saw at the beginning of this video organically, right? Person by person, adding value, putting out great content into the world that builds your brand. And here's what it stands for: consistent, quality, strategic content. All right, that's the CQSC formula: consistent, quality, strategic content. And right now we're going to break in and break each one of these down, as well as give you some specific tactics that you can use to grow your following faster. But if you're getting value already, can you smash the like button and let's go straight into this? All right, number one, consistent. If you're going to, crush it on social media, you have to be consistent. Now, I know you've probably heard that before, but are you doing it? You're like, Sean, this is common sense. Yeah, but sometimes common sense isn't that common, right? You got to be consistent. To me, that means you're showing up, I think, at least once a week on some social media platforms, at least once a day. But frequency is not the only important aspect of consistency. You need to be consistent in your messaging. You want to be consistent in your branding. You want to be consistent in the value you deliver to a target group of people. You want to be talking consistently to a target group of people. And here's what I mean. If I was one day saying, hey, follow me, I'm going to help you get the guns, right? There's nobody follows me for that because the guns don't exist. So I don't have any authority to teach that. But if I said, hey, follow me, you're going to get the guns. You're like, okay, he's like this fitness guy. That's the message. But the next day, if I'm like, look, I'm really going to help you deal with your relationship drama. Anybody got some drama in the relationships? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to help you resolve conflicts. You're like, oh, he's like the relationships guy. But then I'm like, yo, I'm going to help you grow your social media the next day. I'm going to give you some social media tips. Even if the photography was consistent, and even if I was doing it daily, my messaging would be so inconsistent that I would never get traction on social media. And for every single one of these, we have a few mistakes. The biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to consistency is, again, they're not posting frequently enough on a regular schedule. They're also, though, all over with the messaging. How can anybody follow you if you don't know where you're going? They're also inconsistent with their branding. There's a different look. There's a different vibe. It seems like every single day you're going in a new direction, right? So those are some of the biggest mistakes. Now, here's a few consistent content ideas. A weekly YouTube show. I recommend, thinking about, I'm going to name a show called the Sean Show. Sean Show. I don't know, Sean Show. And every Tuesday is the Sean Show, or maybe it's marketing tips weekly or ketogenics, audio experience. And every single week, you put out one show, it could just be a 5-minute video shot on your iPhone, your smartphone, but it still needs to be consistent. So starting a show, maybe a daily podcast, maybe it's 5 minutes a day, morning motivation, or weekly, right? Maybe weekly articles or videos on LinkedIn. Once a week, you want to position yourself. Here's one of the reasons to do social media. You want to be the go-to authority in your space. You want to be a thought leader. How can you lead and become a thought leader if you don't share your thoughts in a consistent way and putting those out quality in such a way that they'll add value? So maybe you're once a week, I'm going to show up in my industry and add value in my topic in a written article on LinkedIn. These are some consistent content ideas. On Instagram, maybe you're once a week or daily, I'm gonna do an IGTV. I'm doing stories daily. I'm doing lives. Instagram has everything, right? So there's a lot you could be doing over on Instagram, but these are just a few consistent content ideas, which brings us to the second letter in our formula, and that's Q for quality. I've learned it's not enough to just be consistent. There's a lot of people that are uploading 4, 5, 7 videos on YouTube a week. Let me know actually how many videos you're uploading a week. Pole Studios is doing a show 6 times a week. That's a lot of hustle. That's a ton of consistency, but you've probably realized consistency truly isn't enough. A lot of people are just putting a lot of content out there. It has to be next quality. These tips stack, right? It's got to be quality. Now, what do I mean by quality? I mean it needs to be valuable. It just needs to be valuable. All right. And I've learned this, that content value carries a lot more weight than production value. They're both important, but see how the scale is tipping towards content value? What I've learned is that when you have a clear target audience, like a group of people you're serving and helping, for us, it's people that want to learn social media and online video. It's business-minded content creators and entrepreneurs here on Think Media that are obsessed with these kinds of things, leveraging these tools to grow their businesses, their income, their profits, and their impact faster. And so it's the content value. Like, this camera quality is great, but, and I have this nice live streaming setup now, but I didn't start this way. I mean, you can look up some of my videos. They have 250,000 views shot on a $50 webcam with just like a little USB mic. It's not really the production value, although we'll touch on that. It's so much more about the content value. You have a clear target audience and you figured out what's going to be valuable to them. And whether it's funny, it's entertaining to them, or whether that's educational, and you're delivering that content value. Hey, it could be on your phone, vertical on stories, live streaming as you walk through a mall. Like, it doesn't necessarily matter the production. It's the content value that matters. And what's cool is that's really encouraging, because you don't need $1 billion to buy a bunch of cameras, right? You could just start with your smartphone. And here's just a few production value tips. And when it comes to production value, I just think you need to have good enough production to not distract from the content. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know, people aren't watching this video because they're like, my gosh, the lighting and the B-roll and the slow motion. Of course not. I'm live streaming and we're going through a training, a teaching. But if you couldn't hear me very good and there was a hiss on the microphone, if you couldn't see me because I was in a dark dungeon with no lighting, you know what I mean? If it looked like I was in Minecraft, just like totally pixelated, you know what I mean? You might not be able to actually receive the content as well, right? If my slides, my training, if it was cluttered. So when I think about like the production value, I just think about getting it to a standard where people can see you, hear you, and really engage with the message that you're sharing. And so I like to just say, think about your audio, think about your video, think about your lighting. If you got to sit in front of a window, I can open the blinds right here. Boom, I got a softbox. It's a window. You know, video, my phone already does HD 4K video. And then audio, actually my phone's fine for that. In this nice kind of home office right here, the audio would sound fine. I do it all the time. I did a live stream yesterday just for my phone. It's all you need to get started. But if you want to accessorize a little bit, I've got a couple recommended resources for you. This video is video gear under $20. This is my smartphone, and this is like a $16 case around it, a little LED light on top that's like $24, a little $25 shotgun mic, and then you can put it on a tripod. So if you want to accessorize your smartphone to have a little bit better production value, that's a video I recommend. And you can click or tap the YouTube card on the red arrow. It'll take you right over to that video, or I'll post a link to it in the description below. And then another one is I recently did a breakdown of my best video gear kits. These are also great for photography in both cases, so you can do thumbnails and Instagram as well as video content. And that goes through every budget. Smartphone accessories, around $1,000 kit that I like with the M50, or even a really professional kit with the Sony a7 III. So if you want to watch that video, just click or tap the red arrow. There's a link into the description to that as well. But hey, if you're getting value out of this video, can you smash the like button? And that's what this is hopefully about. It's about content value, right? And so let me ask you a question. What is like one of your favorite shows? You know, what's one of your favorite shows? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the comments below. I know for me, Breaking Bad, that was a good one. The Office, I've been through that one more than once. I don't know, maybe you have as well. Dancing with the Stars, Game of Thrones. Like, what's one of your favorite shows? When you think about your favorite shows on this point of content value versus production value, Grey's Anatomy, I'm seeing Casey say, Amazing Race, The Amazing Mrs. Maisel. That's a great one. Empire, NCIS. All right, I see you, Christian. I see you, Simply Me, Tay. When you think about these shows, probably never have you been with your friends at the water cooler at work talking about a show and you're like, you know what? The show was good. Like, it was funny and the characters were good. But man, the lighting in that show just wasn't that good. You know what I mean? Like, man, the show was pretty good, but like just the camera work, almost nobody says anything about those things unless you're like a hipster, you're a filmmaker, and you do actually talk about that stuff. That's like 1% of the population. It's not the production value of any of these shows Really, the production value is meant to just be a place setting, like a table setting for the content value, right? We didn't stop watching a show because you're like, I would have stuck with it, but the lighting wasn't quite right. It's the content value, and if you've ever abandoned a show, that's probably why, you did it. You were like, it just wasn't entertaining, or it wasn't informational, or it was just kind of boring. And so as you're thinking about quality, the second point here, I want you thinking about content value. It's that content value. And here is what buckets your social media content has to fall into. And this is a great kind of a framework to do this. Before you post, make sure that you have defined the content value you're intending for your target audience, right? What is this post supposed to achieve? If you go, I don't know. I hope it's good. I don't know what it's supposed to achieve. That's maybe why your followers aren't growing. And this video is all about helping you get followers on Instagram, right? On YouTube. The reason you might not be growing is because you don't actually even have defined value to a defined audience. So here's the areas. Number one, information. Information is like being a news source. I watch Phil DeFranco on YouTube for a lot of my news, and he's giving me information. At the end of his show, Phil DeFranco, he goes, now you've been filled in. Get it? But now you've been filled in because I want the latest information. I want him to kind of aggregate what's happening in the world and keep me informed. YouTube news, political news. That's an information show, right? Entertainment. This is what a lot of vloggers are doing. This is what a lot of even lifestyle Instagram accounts are doing. It's entertaining. It's fascinating to watch where you're traveling to or what you're posting. I actually I follow on Instagram a lot of snowboarding accounts, and I just devour those things. In my feed is these little micro clips of snowboarders like smashing tricks, and I'm engaging on those because that's entertaining for me. Let me know maybe some of the accounts you follow, but you would want to define, okay, if I'm going for the entertainment value proposition, I need to really make sure that I'm working on that. Like this would be comedy accounts. Those blow up all over Instagram, right? Prank channels, different things. That's kind of entertainment. You're not really learning anything. It's all entertaining, right? Another one would be inspiration and motivation. I've been kind of starting a show on Instagram Live once a week, just called Rise and Grind. And it's around 5 to 10 minutes where I just say, let me just give you some some inspiration, a couple thoughts this week so you can go crush your goals, crush your dreams, and, maximize your week. That's an inspiration motivation play. I follow my Evan Carmichael, who's got a great channel where he cuts up some of the great inspirational, motivational leaders of our day, and it gets me kind of pumped. It's a clear value proposition. So on social media, whatever account, on LinkedIn, maybe you're informing about your market. Maybe you're bringing some light entertainment to jokes around business and professional culture. Maybe it's inspiration about being an entrepreneur. The next one's education. This is probably the bucket that Think Media falls in the most because you're learning right now how to get more followers on social media, where you're learning about cameras, doing camera reviews, educating you between two different cameras. There are lots of good channels like that. Sometimes I'll watch education channels about health and fitness. In fact, I'd love to hear from you, and I'll catch up in the live chat later or in the YouTube comments. What are some of your favorite social media accounts to follow, period? I'd love to hear about Instagram, YouTube, because I'm always looking for other great channels, and I'm very interested in kind of what you're into and what you've been watching. And then connection. That is actually a whole nother piece of value that could be all about community. That you're not necessarily trying to do any of those other things, although those could happen, but it's more about the community. Best way to talk about this is Instagram Live and being able to bring on a guest. You could do it on Facebook as well. A friend of mine, Jasmine Starr, does a little morning Instagram Live show where she brings on someone from her community and they just go back and forth. And yeah, they're maybe doing education in that process about social media and photography like she teaches, but it's community. And then the community's watching. And so sometimes just doing a Q&A episode, like me being able to see you right now, there's an element of that, Samuel, for you to, we're hanging out here, Ollie MTV, because we're live. And so social media, live streaming, video, it gives us this chance to build community. And here's the powerful thing is you could do more than, you could do multiple in one video. Like hopefully you're getting inspired. You're learning something. Hopefully I tell at least one funny joke. You know what I mean? Like you potentially could do all of these, entertain a little bit, and then build some connection. Hopefully you connect with other people in the Think Media community. You got to know that the Think Media community is some of the best and brightest business-minded content creators on the planet. And so there's just a chance if someone else is here in the live chat or in the comments, like you're different than the rest of the world, right? Not a lot of people are ambitious, focused, trying to build their influence, trying to make something greater for their family and make a difference in the world. So connect with this community, you know what I mean? Like engage with what's happening here. So let me ask you, which of these, if you had to pick one, which of these does your content fall into the most? And if it doesn't fall into any, it's time to rework your strategy. And this could be why you're feeling stuck, right? Because when you dial in this process, you can really make a great impact. So we're talking about CQSC, consistent, quality, but number 3 now is strategic, If you're going to crush it and get more followers on social media, you got to be showing up consistently with a consistent message. Quality content, it's way more about the content value, but definitely check out those videos with just a few accessories or some gear on a budget to level up your production. But now it's got to be strategic. What I've learned is that being consistent is not enough. Even having valuable content is not enough. When it comes to, we just said content, and there's a famous phrase, content is king. But I've been learning that, yeah, content is king, but marketing is queen and she runs the household. And so if you're not strategic, if you don't have the tactics, the strategies, well, then you're never going to get maximum traction. There's a lot of people that are putting out great content that's not getting noticed. This is a fact because they don't have that strategy. You got to learn that marketing mindset and really dominate those working tactics. So let me just give you a few examples. A strategy is understanding that YouTube is a search engine and that when someone types in like best camera for YouTube, if my video ranks number 1, that's strategic. So people say, Sean, how do I like get followers if I have 0 followers? Rank a video. Because now people who don't know you could type in a search term on YouTube, best camera for YouTube, and you could go test that if you want. You could go type in best camera for YouTube. I don't know what videos rank right now, but you'll maybe let me in the chat if you go do that test. But best camera for YouTube, if my video at this time, it was ranking number 1, so it meant I met new people. Aren't we talking about how to actually grow your followers? If you identify that YouTube's a search engine, master that, then boom, you can grow your followers from scratch, right? So here's another example. Tactics that work. This is search and SEO. Instagram right now, write this down. Long form copy. Like long form copy means text, and just kind of as an industry term, a copywriter, not like copywritten content. There's a job, it's called being a copywriter, where you write marketing copy for like emails, websites, and it's something social media copywriting. So it's kind of an inside if we're doing marketing 101 here. And so the text, the caption is very long. It doesn't even fit on the screen, right? And this could scroll down and down. And so of course I was thoughtful about my photo, thoughtful about the messaging, emojis. Every single little detail we're talking about here is talking about strategy, going at a deeper level where I'm being consistent on Instagram. And I'm putting out valuable content in the sense where this video has got 5 points in it that I really recommend people do halfway through the year. Because right now when I'm recording this, we're at the halfway point in the year. So I know who I'm serving, people like you that want to be productive, accomplish your goals. I wrote the text, but it's extra long, so long, in fact, it's like a blog post. So you got to identify what are the strategies that are working. Longer copy connected with photos on Instagram is getting more engagement. You also learn that recent stats, I just went through all this research. You want to have your hashtags, you should be using hashtags, but you want to have your hashtags in the actual caption and not in the top comment. There was research done that showed it wasn't a big difference, but there was about almost 10% more engagement and reach on an Instagram post with the right hashtags in the actual caption, not in the first comment. And so when you learn those strategies, it matters. Because 10% more reach and engagement means a little bit more of an opportunity to reach strangers, people you don't know, for them to discover you and your brand, and for you to grow your followers. And I'm just giving you a few examples right here under what strategy could be like. On LinkedIn right now, native video, meaning videos uploaded to LinkedIn, not YouTube videos shared to LinkedIn, are crushing. And so I'm not even like a big LinkedIn guy. Like I haven't focused on LinkedIn or whatever, but this video has 593 views uploaded to LinkedIn 5 days ago. And for some of you, maybe you're early in your YouTube stage or whatever it is, that's a big deal. That's almost 600 people, right? On a platform that you maybe aren't even focusing on. Let me know, are you on LinkedIn? Like, did you even know LinkedIn's like on fire right now? It's the most favorable organic reach algorithm on the internet right now. And video is over indexing in its reach and its impact. By the way, words are still the strongest, words alone. So you could, if you don't even want to do video, there's other types of content you could do on LinkedIn to still maximize and crush it. So here's the point though, is understanding the strategies and then the words you choose to write, like what the content is in the video, how it's all positioned. You got to be consistent. It's got to be valuable, quality, but it's also got to be strategic. Learning and mastering some of these tactics so that you can grow even faster. And so, hey, I got a bonus YouTube training for you. We got number 4 here coming up, and that'll be in just a second. But let's get into number 4, and that's content. Consistent, quality, strategic content. You getting value out of this? What's up, Bella? You're on LinkedIn a little bit. I see that. Awesome. And we're going to do like a couple questions related to this. Heather's helping me. So if you got a couple questions, put up 4 question marks, the question and 4 question marks after related to this training. Would love to help at Q&A in just a second. But hey, content. All right. So content is just saying what and where. This is what you got to define. For your content strategy on social media, what and where? Are you going to do words? Are you going to do photos? Are you going to do audio? Or are you going to do video? Which ones? What's your greatest strength? I'm a big video guy, but I'm not trying to say you should be doing video. I do think you should, but what are you most comfortable with? So if you are best with words, then Medium, right? Writing blog posts on Medium, writing LinkedIn articles. Photos, of course, if you're great on photos, Instagram. But when you combine photos and words, longer captions, it could get even stronger. Of course, different platforms like Instagram are multimedia now. Profile photos, stories is video, live video on the live stream, IGTV is uploaded video. So really some of these it's all 4, but you can also just pick out one. Of course, podcasts under that. And so that's the content, consistent strategic or consistent quality strategic content, right? And then you pick where. Where are the platforms that I'm going to focus on? Now, one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is focusing on too many platforms too soon. Oh man, happens all the time. Too many platforms too soon. Sometimes in the Think Media community, I'll get a message, Sean, I just can't keep up with Twitter, LinkedIn, my 5 YouTube videos a week, my 2 days a week podcast, and I'm a full-time student and I've got a full-time job. And I'm like, no joke, Joe. Of course you can't keep up. When time is scarce, you have to be extremely focused. And I think that you really should pick one social media platform to focus on, and then maybe just with 90% of your time. And then the other 10% of your time, use other platforms to support the one until that one platform starts to generate money, you start to get some momentum, you start to really get traction. Because if you spread yourself too thin too soon, you'll stay stuck and you won't grow. So picking where, podcast, of course, iTunes, if you're doing podcasts, Reddit could be a major place with words and training, whatever. Medium for blogs, Pinterest, if depending on your demographic, the target audience you want to reach. Pinterest is also a search engine. So there can be some opportunity to get discovered when people don't know you. So we're talking about this formula, and it's all about consistent, quality, strategic content, right? Showing up consistently with a consistent message, delivering that content value to your defined target audience, making sure it's strategic, that you're studying, learning, and mastering the social media platforms themselves and the latest best practices. That's also, if you're not subscribed here on Think Media, subscribe and turn on the bell notification, so that you don't miss trainings like this, so we can help you get more followers and grow your influence faster. And then, of course, mastering content, knowing where it is and what your greatest strength is, so that you can put out those words, that audio, to make the greatest impact possible. Now, if you love this, I'm going to hit a couple questions in just a second. I want to make sure you just know about my free YouTube masterclass. If you're actually curious how I grew Think Media to over 800,000 subscribers from complete scratch with no connections, with really no expertise, never went to school for it, just bootstrapped, made a ton of mistakes, but then figured out some things that work. I think that you'll love this 1 hour YouTube training if you liked this training. So it's a free YouTube masterclass. You can get it, watch it for free at thinkmasterclass.com. And I'll put a link to that in the description below. If specifically, by the way, I think YouTube is a very ideal primary platform. It has so many advantages. It's a content library. It's the world's largest search engine. And when you create YouTube content, if you follow our strategy, if you want to follow me on the different social media platforms, you can see how we do this. But a lot of times I'll put out a video like this. That's like the top of the pyramid of content. But then snippets of this video could be cut out and put on Instagram. Snippets of this very video could be chopped up, put on LinkedIn. And even photos could be shared around that are inspiring. And then I could give a call to action back to this video. And there's like kind of a whole circular video virality thing we create when we put out that content. And that's all from leveraging YouTube. YouTube was the game changer for me. YouTube was the needle mover for me. So if you want to watch that masterclass, it's at thinkmasterclass.com. The question of the day is, what are the top 2 social media platforms you're focusing on? The top 2. I really want to know your 1, but then I want to know like your top 2, because maybe there's that support platform. For me, it's YouTube number 1 and Instagram number 2, tied with LinkedIn, so because LinkedIn is strong right now, but I'd say I'm a little more on Instagram. So it's YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn for me personally, but I'd love to hear from you. Pusa says, we do our show 6 weeks on YouTube Live. It just seems so different, and I feel out of place when doing it elsewhere. How do I overcome it? Well, I don't think you necessarily need to do it elsewhere. I think you mentioned it feels different on IG. Well, of course, on IG, it's vertical. It's a little bit of lower quality. I don't know how you live stream, but I don't know if you could share your screen like this and do types of, you can't do this kind of stuff, over on links on Instagram. So here's what I like to think is you don't have to always duplicate your strategy. For example, someone the other day said, hey, Sean, you should start a vlog. Like, why don't you start vlogging? It'd be interesting to see behind your life. I was like, I already have one. It's called my Instagram stories. Like, Instagram stories is a real-time vlog throughout the day that I don't have to edit when I get home at night after, and get it ready for the next day. So I have a YouTube show here on Think Media, content like this. I've got a vlog on Instagram stories. When I go live here, we're doing a deeper training. On Instagram Live, I'm 5 to 10 minutes. It's a little more inspirational, talking head only. Does that make sense? So consider adapting and using different platforms for different purposes. Maybe you deliver value that's like a little more snappy, like this training right here, less conversation. But when I do Facebook Lives, I do a lot more Q&A and a lot more interaction because the nature of the platform is a little bit different. Christian, should I upload my YouTube videos on LinkedIn or special ones? Yeah, I think that's a great idea. You could upload your YouTube videos directly to LinkedIn, but only if it's really relevant for LinkedIn. You want to think about the psychology of the platform. You don't want to just shotgun content out there, right? You want to have consistent message, quality content value to the target audience, and strategic. So we only do that on some content that is going to be very professional-minded, business-minded over there. Whereas some things, especially some tech gear reviews and whatnot, I don't really put them on LinkedIn. I leave them here on Think Media. This more business training like this, of course, over on LinkedIn. And so be selective of what content you put up. And then Christian, support it with good words. And I mean like that caption, that copy text, that caption, those words should engage the psychology of the people on LinkedIn. So don't just upload a video. Sometimes we rush through this process and we miss out on the little strategic nuances of social media that make all the difference. Carlos, YouTube is my main, but I post on every day on Instagram because it's easy, while YouTube is longer intervals because it takes time to make videos. Is that bad? No, Carlos, I think you're doing it exactly right. YouTube is harder to create a good, solid video, and that's why we recommend one video a week, like a solid one video a week on YouTube. Some people, I really believe in the Think Media community, you actually should post less YouTube videos and make less videos better. If you're posting 5 videos a week right now, getting like, feel like your views are stuck and you're not really growing? What if you took all that energy, compressed it into one masterpiece and put out one masterpiece a week? I mean, if you're uploading 5, then you got time, you got hustle, put that into one, make sure it ranks better, make sure the content value is better. Because when you put out a really strong YouTube video, Think Media is living proof of this, it keeps getting views for weeks, months, and years to come. And it builds this snowball of momentum that just can't be stopped. Hey, are you having fun? Smash the like button. I got another question here for you, and I want to give some super chat shout outs. Thank you, Marie, Live Streaming Pros, Alaskan Ballistics, T Cobb, and Aaron Mills. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. I'm so grateful just to be connected to you guys, this whole community. And I really hope you always get maximum value, encouragement, and inspiration out of just being connected to this channel and this community. So thank you so much. Anywhere Near Zero Official, blogging is something I don't get. Do people prefer to read rather than watch video? That's a great question. Absolutely. People prefer all types of different ways of consuming media. So over time, remember, don't start too many social media platforms too soon. It sounds like blogging probably isn't for you because it's not something you're passionate about. On the flip side, there's people who just want to read news, articles, blogs. They want to read text. They don't want to watch video. A lot of people prefer video, but people still love reading the written word. People also love audio and maybe not video. And some people love visuals the most. Like, you know, you're not going to be able to teach them something in business unless it's an infographic, where somebody else wants to read like a thick traditional book, breaking it all down. So over time, this is the biggest thing Think Media kind of summarized this idea. Start with where your strength is. Pick one platform and be consistent there. Consistent in frequency, consistent in message, consistent in branding. Can deliver consistent value there. And learn the strategies, study and master the strategies to get ahead, and then deliver that content over and over and over again. That is where the magic is, and that is how you grow your followers faster, leveraging social media. Well, hey, question of the day, what are your top 2 social media platforms that you're focusing on? Let me know in the comments below. Press record, friends. Hit that record button, hit that publish button, get out of your own head and get into the game. Come on, we got to be, and done is better than perfect. Don't overthink your posts. Let yourself grow into them. Don't let this training get you paralyzed and like, well, is this valuable enough? No, make some changes. I've learned that small tweaks really lead to giant peaks. So as you learn a little bit more, that next Instagram photo is 1% better. That next YouTube video is just a little bit better, but you got to punch fear in the face, punch perfectionism in the face, and press record. I'd also love to connect with you on social media. Make sure you're subscribed, whether Think Media, video influencers, and hit me up on any of the social media accounts. If you also want to kind of study what we're doing, send me a message. I would love to help out and get in touch with you. If you're new here, subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you want to check out my video on 3 different ways to make $1,000 on YouTube, click or tap the screen right there. And for another video from Think Media, click or tap the screen right there. In the meantime, keep crushing it